Hey Jasmine, have you ever thought about why we should use authentic assessment in addition to traditional assessment methods?
That's a great question, Irish. Authentic assessment brings a whole new dimension to evaluating students' learning outcomes. By incorporating real-world tasks and challenges, it provides a more accurate reflection of students' actual abilities and readiness for the future.
Absolutely. Authentic assessment allows students to demonstrate their knowledge and skills in context, rather than simply bring up information on a standard test. It emphasizes practical application, critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity, which are essential for success in the real world.
I completely agree. The principles of authentic assessment focus on assessing students' understanding through meaningful tasks that have value beyond the classroom. By engaging students in tasks that are relevant and reflective of the skills that they will need in their future careers, we can better prepare them for success in the workplace or workforce.
That's so true. Authentic assessment also promotes student engagement and motivation by making learning more interactive and personal. When students see the relevance and purpose of their assessments, they are more likely to be invested in their own learning and strive to do their best.
On the other hand, traditional assessment methods often rely on standardized tests and exams that may not fully capture the diverse abilities and strengths of students. While these assessments have their place in measuring certain aspects of learning, they may not provide a comprehensive picture of students' capabilities and readiness for the future.
Exactly. By combining traditional assessment with authentic assessment practices, we can create a well-rounded approach to evaluating student learning. This hybrid model allows us to leverage the strengths of both methods and tailor our assessments to meet the diverse needs of our students.
It's all about finding the right balance between assessment methods to ensure that we are effectively measuring students' learning outcomes and preparing them for success in the real world. Authentic assessment provides a more holistic and comprehensive view of students' abilities, while traditional assessment methods offer valuable insights in more specific content, knowledge, and skills.
By embracing both authentic and traditional assessment approaches, we can create a more inclusive assessment system that supports student growth, development, and success.
And now, I'm eager to learn more about authentic assessment. Can we start with defining what makes an assessment authentic?
That's a great starting point. Authentic assessments are designed to mirror real-world tasks and situations. They go beyond traditional tests and quizzes to measure students' ability to apply knowledge and skills in meaningful ways.
So, instead of just memorizing facts, students are challenged to analyze, create, and solve problems.
Exactly. Think about projects, presentations, portfolios, or even simulations. These assessments allow students to demonstrate their understanding in a more engaging and relevant way.
That makes sense. But how do we actually design this authentic assessment?
Let's break it down into a framework. First, you need to be clear about your learning objectives. What specific knowledge, skills, and dispositions do you want your students to demonstrate? Then, think about how you can connect the assessment to real-world applications. For example, if you're teaching about environmental sustainability, you could have students research local issues and propose solutions.
But how do I ensure that the assessment is actually measuring what I want it to measure?
That's where the development process comes in. We need to make sure the assessment is designed to collect evidence of student learning in a meaningful way. Think about using a variety of assessment methods like projects, presentations, portfolios, or even self-reflections. And remember to provide clear instructions and support your students so they can succeed.
It sounds like a lot of work, but is it really worth it?
Yes, absolutely. Authentic assessments can be more engaging for students, and they provide a richer picture of their learning than traditional tests. Plus, you can use the assessment process to provide valuable feedback and help students reflect on their learning.
Okay, I'm starting to get a better grasp of this. Can you give me more examples of authentic assessments I could use in my classroom, Irish?
Sure, for a history class, you could have students create a museum exhibit about a historical event. In a science class, students could design an experiment to test a hypothesis. Or in a language arts class, students could write a persuasive essay or create a video presentation.
This is really helpful, Irish. I'm excited to start exploring authentic assessment in my classroom. Thank you.
Fantastic! Remember, it's an ongoing process. Don't be afraid to experiment and adapt the framework and process to your specific needs and students.